Welcome back. So, the field has all gone into position. We are now ready to begin the first ball of the new session. Gleason is on strike. It is 148 for 4. And it is leg glance down to fine leg. And they just get the 1 run there. So, the partnership is now up to 109. Comes into bowl, and it is driven for a dot ball, fielded at mid-off. Now, as he comes into bowl, and glanced off the hip, but no momentum off that, so it's dot ball. So you have to wonder what Mill Park are going to be, what Mill Park went through during the lunch break. Way behind in the game, they were unable to even control the partnership, let alone stop it. As he comes into bowl. There's another single there. So that's the 150 up the Diamond Creek. At 4 for 40, you would not have thought they would even be able to reach 100, considering how slow they were batting and how many wickets they were losing. But this has all been turned around. 150 for 4 as leg glances it. And they just get the 1 run, so another single there. So, 1 ball to go in the over, and he goes round the wicket and driven and picked up by the fielder at mid-off for a dot ball, end of the over. So it looks like Guerra is going to be continuing to bowl. Left arm medium fast, bowling over the wicket as he comes into bowl. And it's hit the pad, going down the leg side. No one bothered to peel. Dot ball. As he comes in for the second ball. And it's short, and it's pushed off the back foot for a dot ball picked up in the covers. So the field, slip, gully, backwardish point, cover, a very square and deep mid-off. Then an orthodox mid-wicket, orthodox mid-on, fine legs on the fence. And it's pulled. And fielded there by fielder at fine leg, just the 1 run. This is very smart batting from these two. Nothing outrageous, nothing particularly aggressive or risk-taking. Just hitting the ones where they are, just rebuilding momentum, getting your head back into the game at the start of this new session. As Guerra bowls, and driven, cover drive into the covers, fielded there for a dot ball. So, Guerra comes into bowl. And oh dear me, oh, that is the sort of balls that you can expect on grounds like Campbell Street Oval, which still have the old carpet pitches that have never been replaced either with newer carpet or with the alternative types of pitches. And another one. So 2 balls short. He tries to play the pull shot. The ball doesn't bounce enough, and it misses the bottom edge, and it goes through the keeper for a dot ball. So just the 1 off that over. End of the over. So the bowler is continuing to bowl round the wicket, bowling at the pavilion end. Comes into bowl, and it's leg glanced through the leg side, and they're just going to get the 1 run there. So we're into the 39th over, and the bowler switches over to bowling over the wicket to Carr. So he's bowling round the wicket to Gleeson, over the wicket to Carr, and so comes into bowl and attempted to drive it, but didn't get enough on it, so we went to the bowler for a dot ball. And while we had the lunch break, I did go out onto the field as he comes into bowl, and a big swipe, and that goes down into the deep, and there's the ball, and it's going to, then they pick it up before the boundary, and they'll get back for 2. Yeah, I did go onto the ground during the lunch break, and I just ran my hand through the grass, and it was dry. There's no remaining moisture from the morning rain. Comes into bowl and pushes it and into the covers, and a dot ball fielded there by the fielder at cover. So now the grass has been cut very low, and it's very dry. There's no reason why you won't get great runs for your shots. As he comes into bowl, and it's a beamer. And that's 4. So a big beamer 4. As comes into bowl. And they get 2 runs there. End of the over. So, Diamond Creek are now batting at more than 4 runs per over. We're into the 40th over now, and they're at 160. So, Guerra comes into bowl, and it's driven aggressively straight back to the bowler for a dot ball. Where it comes into bowl, and it is short, and it doesn't bounce enough, and an attempted cut shot sends it straight to the fielder at cover. Where it comes into bowl, and a wild ball, dot ball. This is of course a 68 over game, so after this over there are 28 overs left. This comes into bowl, and well played off the back foot for a dot ball. Whenever Guerra bowls at a bit short of a length, or even short, the ball skids on and just doesn't bounce enough, and the batsman has to really adjust, otherwise it would go underneath the bat. And he bowls, and it's very short, and it's cut and the fielder picks it up, and just the 1 run there. You try to really put the ball really you know, a much more aggressive bouncer, really chucking it down, and it got much more bounce as he bowls it, and it's bottom edge going through the 3rd man region, and they'll come back for 2, and the fielder picks it up. 2 runs there. That was not one of his effort balls, that was just an ordinary ball from Guerra. Didn't bounce as much. Bottom edge. End the over. So, it looks like there is going to be a change of the bowling at the pavilion end. Okay, so he's coming in to bowl his first ball. And it's going down to fine leg for just the 1 run. Out, leg by. As he comes in for his second ball, and it's driven straight back to the bowler for a dot ball. So, new bowler, and the field is a little bit unusual. Let's have a look at it as he comes into bowl. And it's a late cut down to 3rd man. And they're gonna go back for the 2, and it's 4. So, very well played there. Very sneaky, very clever. Late cut through the gap between slip and gully down to the 3rd man area for 4. Carr is just putting on an excellent masterclass of cricket batsmanship here. Comes into bowl, defended. Yeah, so let's have a look at the field. Slip, a very straightish gully, maybe even a 4th slip. Point, cover is a little bit deep. Mid-off is orthodox. Then there's 2 fielders straight on the leg side. Comes into bowl. And so the 2 straight fielders, there's a short mid-on, and then an orthodox mid-on, and then a short fine leg and a deepish square leg. So the gap at mid-wicket. As he comes into bowl, and slips a bit as he bowls that ball, but he's still bowled it, and dot ball. End of the over. So, Guerra is to continue to bowl at the Campbell Street end. He is going to be bowling to Callan Gleeson, who is one half of this remarkable partnership. As Guerra comes into bowl, it's short and it bounces a little bit more than other balls have, and it is pushed into the covers for a dot ball, a sort of back foot cover driver sort of thing. Guerra comes into bowl. It's short and it doesn't bounce much. It's a bit of skid. Dot ball, just pushes it back towards the bowler, does Gleeson. Guerra comes into bowl, and it's pulled, and it goes down into the deep of the fine leg and the square leg, and they just get the 1 run there. So, Carr on strike. Bowls it. And it's very short, pulled. And that... 6! What a shot there! That was his effort ball, where he puts a bit more force into it, and the ball doesn't skid on, instead it actually bounces. And Carr was up for it. He actually got into position fast enough that he could really launch into that, a big pull shot, and it nearly hit the spectator there. We'll have a look at the spectator after this next ball, as Guerra comes into bowl. And it's a back foot cover drive, and it's a bit of a misfield, and they decide not to take a run. Dot ball. And so here was the spectator that came close to getting hit. As Guerra comes in for the final ball of his over. And well driven. End of the over. So, we are coming into the 43rd over. Score is 176 for 4. He comes into bowl. And again, his action is a little unusual, but he doesn't get his front foot into a strong, sturdy position and then bowls it. He seems to bowl it and then put his final foot down, which means he's slipping a bit with his front foot. Not quite getting the right body movements that you want for a medium fast bowler. And that's a dot ball. But the ball seems to be going where he wants it to, so maybe that's just his technique. Again, the two straightish fielders are the two mid-on, the two mid-ons, both the orthodox one and the short one, as he comes into bowl. And it's a wild, aggressive attack, edged down to third man, and they'll get 2 there. And that is half century for Callan Gleeson. Terrific innings from him. We have seen just, obviously he's taken a back seat in comparison to what Carr's done, but he has put on a great contribution. Terrific. As it's a full toss and it's driven straight to the short mid-on. So the temptation must be to close the bat on it as you're playing into the leg side in order to get it to mid-wicket, because that's where the runs will be, that's where the gap is, as bowls it. And it's a wild whoosh dot ball. So the 2 down to third man was an aggressive swing, and it was not well hit, and but it got a top edge over the heads of the slips. And also a bit of a gap in the gap, and so there was no chance of it being caught. Whoa, that's a good ball. Out of nowhere, hits the shoulder of the bat. Dot ball, end of the over. So, Guerra is to continue bowling. Comes into bowl. And it is, they're going to steal a run. Well run. So he pushed it off the back foot as a sort of back foot cover drive, and the fielder at point was not on the fence or not deep, just pretty much orthodox, but they decided to take him on. The fielder was too slow and they were able to get the run for it. So the partnership is 139. It has been quite some time since Mill Park have had their huddle for a wicket. Guerra bowls. It's short, it's pulled. And it's misfielded by the fielder there on the fence at mid-wicket, and they'll get back for the 2. 1 run for the misfield. That was very lucky, because just a metre or more and that would have been 4. So, Guerra bowls. Oh, and it goes inside edge, goes down to the fence for 4. Not a very classy shot, but an effective one. Another time he went for the swing. He didn't put his foot to the to where the ball was. He didn't try to hit through the line, and he didn't seem to get his body weight in the right order, and so it just looked like a swing from the hip rather than a really proper slog. And so again, edged, but hasn't been punished for it. Just like the edge down to third man last over as he bowls. And it's pulled and fielded by the fielder there in the deep square leg for 1. So a very effective over here we've seen from Diamond Creek. The 150 run partnership is not far away as Guerra bowls. And it's a wild whoosh. Misses the stumps, misses the bat, and the fielder picks it up. The wicketkeeper picks it up. Last ball of the over, Guerra bowls. And driven through the covers, but unable to beat the fielder at cover. And that's a dot ball, end of the over. So we're coming into the 45th over now. It is 186 for 4. Just 4 more runs for the 150 run partnership between these two. Wonderful stuff there. Good contribution from the man in the car. Drive-by abuse. So, the bowler's going to be continuing his spell from the pavilion end as he comes into bowl. And it's driven, and it beats the hands of the bowler, and the fielder at mid-off has to come and pick it up, and he won't. It's 4 more. Another 4. And that is the 150 run partnership for Gleeson and Carr. Keenan Carr and Callan Gleeson, 150 run partnership, has transformed this game. And there we go. As he comes into bowl and pushes it for a dot ball. So the weather has made an interesting change. It's much warmer, it's much brighter, and yet the sky is completely grey. There's no more blue and there's no more sun, just grey, and yet it doesn't feel like it could rain anytime soon. This comes into bowl. And it's a top edge, tried to leg glance it, top edge goes over the head of the wicketkeeper, and fine leg is nowhere near being able to catch it, so they get 1 run from that. So there's little patches of blue in the sky, but it definitely, the clouds are not dark, there's no wind, and so it just feels like a very dry, overcast condition. And it's cut through the covers and being picked up there by the fielder at cover. So I really don't think there'll be any more rain for at least a while. But the weather might change in an hour or so as he comes into bowl. And it's driven, picked up by the fielder at mid-off, dot ball. These two are now in an amazing position because they've both got their half centuries. It's a 150 run partnership and there are 23 overs to go. They should both be in a position to make hundreds. As he comes into bowl, and it's driven, and they've decided to not take on the run, and it's instead pushed for a dot ball. End of the over. So it looks like there's a change of the bowling from the Campbell Street end. I think it might be the opening bowler. He's come back on. Yep, it's the left arm medium bowler who, I don't think he opened the bowling, I think he just batted the bowl the first change, if my memory serves me right, and he took at least one of the wickets, maybe two. And he bowled a very good spell in the morning session, and he's obviously come back for more as he comes into bowl. And it's pushed, held his stroke there, didn't go through with it, went to square, mental mid-wicket for a dot ball. This is Carr on strike as he comes into bowl. And it's a wild swing, and it's an edged, and they'll steal a single there as it goes down to didn't go to fine leg, instead it was picked up by the fielder there at a very deepish square leg, which brings Gleeson onto strike. Comes into bowl. Full toss, slapped, and it's down to the mid-on region, 4-4. The ball keeps going, it's towards the car park. And the ball the ball didn't quite make it all the way to the car park, but it was a wonderful shot there by Gleeson. He waited for that bad ball and he's really took advantage of it. Very aggressive batting, very smart batting. Comes into bowl, pulled, and it's just the one run there. A bit of a strange issue where the fielder at square leg dove for it, missed it. Then the fielder at on the fence at mid wicket dove and saved it. So just the one run there. And it's back foot pushed through the covers and fielded for a dot ball. And that's the end of the over. So, just 2 runs to go before Diamond Creek reach 200. We are in the 47th over. The partnership between Carr and Gleeson still has not been broken. And comes into bowl, left alone, dot ball. They are persisting with this field, the Mill Park, where there's 2 mid-ons, no one at mid-wicket. Comes into bowl. And it's pulled through the mid-wicket region, right where there's a gap. And that is 4. What a aggressive shot there. You really heard the slap. And it went down to the fence where the dog walkers and the bike riders usually go. That was how well it was hit. So that's the 200 up. Comes into bowl and whoa, walked away. So that was a dead ball, and they've decided to shift the short mid-on is out, and now there's an orthodox mid-wicket. And push it for a dot ball. So now we've got a orthodox mid-off right there. And then this fielder used to be fielding at a shortish mid-on. And now he's a orthodox mid-wicket. So now it's a ring field on the leg side. This comes into bowl, and it's a beamer. And it's 4 runs. Beamer, 4 runs. So, After waiting a couple of overs for the boundaries to start in the second session, they have well and truly shown up. Comes into bowl as he pushes it away for a dot ball. As he comes into bowl and pushes it off the back foot for a dot ball. Comes into bowl and it's pulled, and 4 more. 3 fours in this 1 over, and that's the end of the over. So just waiting for the plane to pass by. The 200 has been brought up by Diamond Creek. It is 210 for 4 as he comes into bowl, pushes it for a dot ball. So 30 runs to go before the 200 run partnership. It's a little while yet to go, but there's something to flag for now, something to keep in mind. Comes into bowl and pushes it for a dot ball. Tried to get his front leg out of the way so he could swing through it, but couldn't make it, and it just sort of didn't hit it cleanly, and it just pushed us mid wicket for a dot ball. Comes into bowl, and there, that's the ball. And that is into the car park, and I can't see it. It doesn't seem to have gone down the street, but it is certainly quite a distance away. It'll take some running. And the fielder doesn't seem to know where it is. And they found it. So finally comes into bowl and cuts it. Doesn't beat the fielder at cover, so a dot ball. Comes into bowl. Whoa, play and a miss. Dot ball. One ball to go. And it's pulled. And that's 4. End of the over. So, there has been 12 overs bowled since the resumption of play after lunch, and there have been 10 fours and 1 6, so 11 boundaries from 12 overs. And the last let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last 7 scoring shots, there have been 6 fours. The scoring has jumped up, and now it is at 218. So it comes into bowl. Picked up there just for the 1. And so there's been a bit of a change at the bowling. New bowler here at the pavilion end. Alright. Comes into bowl. Down the leg side. And to wide. So the 2 fielders on the fence, there is a very squarish fine leg, or maybe even a backward square leg on the fence. This comes into bowl. And it's a slog. And the fielder was unable to pick it up. And it's just a 1 run there. The fielder was unable to take the catch there. Comes into bowl. And it's pulled. Beats the, goes through the big gap there. And that's 4 more. The scoring rate is just so phenomenal. But then again, I'm just, I'm starting to ask, like, what is Mill Park's plan at this point? The 200-run partnership is coming up. These 2 are both, got huge scores to their names. What do? Comes into bowl. Faster ball, edged, fielded there by the fielder at Gully, dot ball, but I don't know what that fielder at Gully is doing. He can't take a catch because he's too far back, and he can't stop runs because he's in too close. I don't think he would have any purpose fielding there. Comes into bowl. Big slog, but just the 1 run there. And so there was the 2 fielders on the fence. One of them is a backwards square leg, and the other one is a mid-wicket. But the big gap there at the Cow's Corner area is where they've been trying to hit it. And it's cut, and it's fielded there by the fielder at point, and that is the end of the over. So we're going to change at the bowling. Do we have a change at the bowling, or is it... Let's have a look. And it's cut. And it's fielded there, and they'll get the 1. So bowler we previously saw bowl at the pavilion end has come around, and now is bowling at the Campbell Street end. This is the 50th over, and the score is 225 for 4, Diamond Creek. And hits the pads, but going down the leg side, no one bothered appealing. Aggressively hit, and it beats the fielders in the covers, and they'll come back for 2. Well hit there by Carr, just hitting through the line of the ball. He's got big he's got long arms, does Carr, and he's got holds the bat up near the head of it, so he's got a very big reach. Comes into bowl, and it's pushed off the back foot, the orthodox looking backward cover drive sort of looking shot. Dot ball. Comes into bowl, and it's down the leg side. And they'll just get the 1 run. And that's the 100. What a phenomenal performance. Keenan Carr has 100. You have seen it first here on Channel 8. This is a Diamond Creek innings to remember. Comes into bowl, and it's down the leg side, and they'll pick it up. Leg by. End of the over. So, in the last 10 overs, from the 40th over to the 50th over, there has only been one over where less than 5 runs were scored. Comes into bowl, and it's aggressively hit through the mid-wicket region. That's where the gap is, and they're going to go for the second. No, they don't. It was a misfield, but they decided not to take the second. So just the one there. So the 43rd over conceded only 2 runs. Other than that, it's been 5 runs or more. Comes into bowl, and the wicket has fallen. The century for Carr has resulted in him throwing his wicket away, perhaps out of tiredness, perhaps just trying to continue this Diamond Creek aggression from going further. But he has fallen, caught at point, a leading edge through a drive that was meant to go through the cover. So here he goes. He'll no doubt receive a very warm round of applause as he walks towards the pavilion. And he goes through into the pavilion and out of the public eye. That was Keenan Carr, centurion for Diamond Creek. The score is now 5 for 231 with the new batsman in. Defended there. Comes in the bowl and defended. So what can you say now about that 100, which has just turned this game around from Mill Park being completely on top to Diamond Creek being completely on top, as he comes into bowl and tries to play the cut shot, but it beats the bottom edge and it goes through to the keeper for a dot ball. And now what are Diamond Creek going to do? There is about 17 overs to go in the day's play, so still an hour to go. And end of the over. Success for Mill Park. They've gotten a wicket. So this is believe this is a rating. Aggressively swiped, but fielded there at mid-wicket for just the one. Redino is bowling at the Campbell Street end. Comes into bowl and tries to play it off the back foot, but just pushes it to a dot ball into the covers. So now what will Callan Gleeson do? He is on a very big score. He should be going for 100 as well. He needs to guide this to a 300 total for Diamond Creek as he comes into bowl. And it's a wild beamer and it's a no ball, and they're going to get a bye. So a no ball bye. Dino comes into bowl and down the leg side and picked up by the keeper. Cut breaks through the covers, and they're going to have to do some real chasing here. And are they going to come back for two? Yes, they do. 2 runs there. Very good batting from Gleeson. Very smart. Doesn't want to throw his wicket away. Clearly knows how important the situation is right now. And it's a wild hoosh. And they're going to call byes. And so, going to go around the wicket. For the last ball of the over to the new batter. Comes into bowl, and it is played away off the back foot, straight to point, dot ball, end of the over. And it appears to be the drinks break. So the players are walking off to gather some much needed beverages, because the score is 237 for 5 Diamond Creek. So we've had 52 overs, so there is 16 overs left, and you can imagine that they would want to score at least 4, maybe 5. So at the minimum, you would expect Diamond Creek should be trying to reach the 300 mark. If not, go for 310, 320, something like that. The new batsman that has come out to join Callan Gleeson is Ashley Wilson, who has played 33 games, scored 241 runs at an average just less than 11. But now that the drinks break is being had, it is time to take a break. You are watching the Channel 8 24-hour Sports Network. I'm Chukka Wilson, and when we come back, we're going to see the final quarter of Day 1. Diamond Creek versus Mill Park G4. Round 2 at Campbell Street Oval. Don't go away. This is Channel 8.